So Ballerina, from the annals of John Wick, or from the world of John Wick, I should say, it's interesting to see the John Wick franchise grow from, a period of a decade of Keanu Reeves, consistently working but not quite being as large as he was during the Matrix franchise, to this small action thriller that seemed to just hit a zeitgeist that led to sequels that just grew and grew and really tied in with what I can only call the Keanu songs. And the fact that the John Wick franchise in itself became this elaborate, sprawling story with a TV series spin-off with the International, and then the first of its movie spin-offs with the Ballerina. It's really interesting to see that growth, for lack of a better term, organically, where so many studios have tried to artificially start a movie universe, and yet the John Wick series has grown in this way. And so it is a shame, really, that the Ballerina doesn't quite live up to its parent franchise. I think it is a perfectly serviceable action thriller, and it is nice to see some of those components of the greater John Wick world. But I don't know if it's an issue, on the one hand, of the John Wick references, whether it's Keanu's cameos or the references to the Continental, or whether it's the other way, that it feels too much like a story that had nothing to do with John Wick, that then had these John Wick lore moments inserted into it. Either way, it is a very cut and dry thriller that just doesn't feel as interesting as it should be. Anna de Armas is very good in it. I mean, ever since her appearance in No Time to Die, Anna de Armas, I've wanted to see her helm her own action franchise, and it's a shame that this just doesn't feel like it's up to her standards. I mean, she is very good in it. She carries her action scenes very well, but the film that's written around her just isn't as interesting and her story just isn't as interesting as the effort that she's putting in. And so, yeah, to broadly say, I mean, it is a very general revenge thriller of someone who has their family murdered, goes into an organisation to get trained, which is the Ballerina organisation, and then goes on a revenge quest. But in some respects, that's quite cut and dry. It's quite simple, and you'd think that would work within the John Wick story to have something that straightforward. And yet, as I say, it feels lacking. It does have some cool set pieces. There's a cool action set piece with a flamethrower and a fire hose that actually, in those moments, is quite good. But yeah, the pieces don't live up to the whole, and I think it's a shame. And again, hopefully we'll get an Anna de Armas action story that will meet her abilities, and we'll get a John Wick spin-off or a sequel to John Wick that will continue that story standard. Either way, this just isn't it.